Okay, now I'm going to explain the outline of theory of inventive problem solving, which is called TRIZ. So what is theory of inventive problem solving, TRIZ? Actually, this is originated from Russian language. So I don't know how to pronunciate this Russian language, but each of those means theory solving inventive problem. And just picking up first characters, this is T. I don't know how to pronunciate again. This is written like this, Russian in Russian language. Then this is TRIZ in English. That is what I heard. And so this methodology is called TRIZ and sometimes also called theory of inventive problem solving in English. So this is also like value engineering, business management methodology used in many companies for the development of new products and business improvement. Actually, this methodology came to Japan around 1997 via USA. Due to the collapse of Soviet Union, many of the professionals of TRIZ has gone to USA. Then they have started business, and many of the information about TRIZ has started to be released to all of the world around this time. Then let me explain about TRIZ a little bit more about in detail. So this methodology was invented in the middle of 20th century by the person whose name is Genrich Altschuler. And he was patent attorney in Soviet Union, and so he has developed the fundamental concept of TRIZ in 1946. Then what he did was he analyzed about 250 millions of patents and Soviet Union, the patents from Soviet Union, Russia, Japan, USA, Europe, spending 40 years with his colleagues. Then what he has found was, yeah, by analyzing more than 2 millions of patents, actually the patents is innovations. Then innovations are based on certain patterns across disciplines. So it seems impossible to categorize to 250 millions of ideas, but what he says is, although there's a lot of innovations, but the pattern, the way of thinking could be categorized into not so many number of patterns. Then, so through his activity, this is what he's saying. So we tend to think like special inspiration, innovations could be made by only genius, and the innovation is special inspirations made by genius. But what he says is, innovations is not something like that, but accumulation of problem solving based on proper approach. So what this means is everybody can realize innovation. Everybody can achieve innovations following proper approach. So now what he says, the reason why many of us cannot make innovation is that we are not following proper approach. Then the TRIZ methodology proposes proper systematic approach for problem solving. So if you learn TRIZ methodology, so you may be advantageous to make something new. Then what is systematic approach for problem solving? So there are thick books which explains in detail about TRIZ methodology, but so if I summarize the TRIZ methodology into a few PowerPoint slides, probably it may be the explanation like this. So actually, human being, we encounter many problems every day. So actually, we call this specific problem. So we encounter some problem, specific problem. Then what many of us do is try to find out a specific solution to the specific problem. But often, most likely, it doesn't work. when we try to find solutions, we cannot find, we fail to solve the problem. This is what often happens. Then, so what TRIZ says is one may fail to solve a problem by seeking a specific solution against a specific problem. But what TRIZ is suggesting us to do is, so we shouldn't try to solve the specific solution directly, but TRIZ provide us with abstract problem and abstract solution. So with respect to the abstract problem and abstract solution, at higher possibility, we may be able to come to proper specific solution. So what TRIZ means is proper abstract problem and abstract solution. So again, I would like you to notice that this methodology can be applied to any problems in your research activity. You may effectively exploit this methodology when you are solving problems in your research activities. So again, although I have introduced TRIZ as a problem-solving methodology, but in this video lecture, I'm going to exploit this methodology as a communication tool for defining problem and other things. So let me explain a little bit about what is abstract problem. So this is very simplified explanation. So although we often use the word problem, but many of us probably do not clearly know about what a problem is. So this is a definition made by TRIZ methodology. I strongly agree with this idea as a definition of problem. TRIZ says a problem is a conflict, a state where improvement of parameter A causes deterioration of parameter B in a system. So, and in addition, TRIZ states that any pattern solves certain conflict without compromising. So, so let me explain this again. So the problem is, the situation that when we want to improve something, at the same time, but something different deteriorates. So probably problems in your research, even including also in your life, may be recognized as a conflict across disciplines. So problems, recognition of, although each of us doing very specific professional problems in each of the subjects, but all the problems could be recognized as a situation like this across disciplines. Then let me give you some example of problems, conflicts. For example, electric power generation realizes our convenient life, but it causes air pollution. I do believe that some of the engineering laboratory may be trying to solve this kind of problem, so we can enjoy very convenient life every day thanks to electric power generation. But sometimes electric power generation processes emit CO2, or sometimes the risk of exposed to the risk of meltdown that may be recognized as causing air pollution. And another example, which is more daily, knife is convenient tool for cooking, but sometimes we get injured. So all of us probably cook food, and so there should be nobody who doesn't use a knife when they are cooking. But we sometimes cut our finger by using knife when we are using knife. So we may recognize this is a problem. So knife improves convenience of cooking process, but deteriorates risk of these processes getting injured. And another more daily example could be this. Playing video game is a lot of fun, but you may consume time and get bad grade in lectures. So probably tomorrow you may have exam, but sometimes you may lose time by playing video games. So you should know that you shouldn't do that if you want to get good grade in the exam. But sometimes you do that. But you are actually improving, enjoying, improving the parameter of enjoyment by playing video game. But instead, another parameter, the grade, is deteriorated. You should notice that all of these in this situation. So although all of them obviously from various disciplines, different disciplines, but all of them could be recognized as a problem with respect to the definition of problem made by TRIZ. Then next is what is abstract solution. I'm going to explain this in detail later, but one of the most easiest example in TRIZ methodology is this 14 inventive principles. This is actually ideation patterns extracted from 250 million patents. So 14 inventive principle, although TRIZ methodology have got this kind of abstract solution, but 14 inventive principle may be the easiest concept of abstract solution in TRIZ. Okay, this is all for this part. Thank you for listening.